G'day YouTubers, and thank you for tuning in to today's very different video on YouTube. I've actually came out in my backyard garden today, and I'm actually out because it's been raining so far, and the other thing is, most importantly, I haven't made a video about my backyard garden for quite some time now. So we've got a lot of nasturtium seedlings that I've actually awarded because, I tell you what, I had a very silly little accident with the nasturtium plants, and sadly I think the nasturtium compost tub has been straightforward wrecked by me because I was a bit clumsy so far yesterday, last evening or last night. Straightforward, I've transplanted at least about 7 of these plants. There's still some more of these to be transplanted if I have some time, but most importantly I've actually been doing a lot of transplanting of nasturtiums and also some cosmos. Apparently you can actually see a few cosmos seedlings. That there's the biggest I've planted, that cosmos right there. And that nasturtium, that looks fantastic. Although I do feel like, as it's producing so many leaves, when is it going to flower? I'm just hoping it will flower by the time when it's about early to midsummer. You know, midsummer appropriately. I'm just hoping for some flowers to be made. And of course we've got some dampening of the leaves here. I'm just hoping that the sun should evaporate these somehow. But what I'm looking at is, hey, we've got a lot of nasturtiums, we've got a lot of cosmos seedlings there, okay? A little bit interesting because we've got a lot of cosmos seedlings and nasturtium seedlings that have been transplanted over time. And of course, yes, I think that there's the second one I've transplanted over that one there on the background here, which I might show you and how it's getting on. And they've actually been doing fairly well. Apart from the fact, well, I know they're growing lots and lots of leaves, but let me get this straight. So, in terms of how they grow, nasturtiums actually don't grow by height. They actually grow by width. So, to put it this way, they just grow very widely. And they cover a large and wide space in terms of how, you know, of just how massive and in which they can grow. I've actually planted small nasturtium plant seedlings right there. And there's also another one there as well. It would have been fantastic on hanging baskets. But I've decided to plant them on the ground, just because why not. I've also planted some more cosmos right here, and also another cosmos seedling right there as well. So you can see why I was straightforward very productive over the last, I suppose, couple of weeks ago. And then we've got some zinnias, which I think this one here is starting to see a little bit of decay, but I'm actually straightforward not that totally offended because I've just got more zinnia seedlings coming up along the way here, and they've actually been doing well, apart from the fact that I had a little accident with one of the nasturtium compost tubs, and also the zinnia tubs. How stupid was I? But anyways, we've got a lot of that going on around here, and apart from that, we've got a lot more radish activity. I might have to somehow think about harvesting those little blighters, because they look fairly big and fairly chunky looking. I don't know how I'm going to harvest those, but I definitely think they look somehow very nice and ready. But I don't know if that's the right condition for these things. They're very, very, compact, convenient, and also a bit nice and small looking. And then we've also got nasturtiums, we've got onions, we've also got garlic as well. I don't know how that garlic is going to deal with nicely. And then we've also got this big zinnia plant, which unfortunately I think it's showing signs of a bit of leaf infection. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just hoping maybe if I have some time I might transplant it to a much bigger plant pot just to see how big it grows. And then we've got more nasturtium right here. We've also got some parsley, which apparently they've actually been growing fairly well. I mean, look at the leaves on these things. Cosmos is certainly doing, well, not that great. I think this one here, I might have to somehow transplant this beast. Or maybe I want to straightforward wreck it. I just don't want to damage this thing. Maybe somewhere around where the peppers are. Maybe that will work. Who knows about that? You guys can tell me, because I can't really tell. But of course, yes, we've got a lot of different plants that I've just straightforward planted. I've also been applying a lot of bird food right here, because it's getting a little bit cold, obviously. Looking quite sad so far for a summer day like this. And then we've also got some wild cabbage flower buds that are starting to appear nicely, of course. And then we've also got some buttercups And also a lot of like other flowers, which I can't really remember the name of. And I'm trying to watch my step here because it is very slippery because we had lots of rain. And you know what's also happened? This wild mustard plant has unfortunately died. It has actually straightforward fallen to death because we had so much rain. It unfortunately killed that plant so alive. I don't think it's going to straightforward stand up back again. Yeah, you can see why it's losing its balance and it's not looking very healthy at all. But there are other plants here, which I think they're actually in very good shape. There's another one of these wild mustards here. I don't know how they've been suffered by so much rainfall. I think I might have added too much water. So maybe from that time being, I might as well just have to refrain from watering the plants, because not only I'm going to straightforward strain water supplies because we had a long drought back then in spring, but also, you know, it's killing a lot of plants. So maybe I might as well just refrain. But anyways, there's actually something quite miraculous. We've actually got some of these weird flowers on that tree, of which I've got no idea what these are. I don't know what this tree species is, the one with thorns in it. Please comment down below with the bird feeders and stuff. But my goodness me, something caught my eye, and it's those roses. I'm actually quite curious. I wonder what they are. Man, how did that just appear in my backyard garden? That is amazing. Quite amazingly, how did these roses appear in my backyard garden? That is actually quite splendid and fantastic. Like, oh yeah, I just turned away because there was water dripping over my camera tablet thing. I just didn't want it to damage it, that's all. And there's actually a lot more buds of roses coming out. That is fantastic. You can definitely see why they're called climbing roses. They really do take a long time. It's one of these things, yeah, well, you know, I'm just hoping for a nice time to just straightforward, you know, by the time when growing season ends, I can come along and harvest those roses. They look amazing. They look beautiful. I love how beautifully detailed those white flowers are. I'm going to go back now because I need to get myself ready for the hand-drawn stores, and I shall straightforward leave it for another video, because you know why? Remember I did the video where I talked about that John Cena licensed toy which had very delicate plastic? Well, guess what? I might as well just think of another time when I come along and smash some of the knockoff toys with Mr. Shovel. What do you think? You want me to make one of these videos in another day or so? Please tell me. Anyways, I shall straightforward leave this short and sharp video just because YouTube's algorithm today is so stupid and I have to get to the stores immediately for a work experience. Anyways, please give this video a very good like if you really enjoyed this video. Subscribe for more for that videos in the future, and as always, thanks so much for watching and bye for now.